Hey guys, we're back, and now I'm going to show you how to shade shapes that are already partitioned, and I'm going to show you how to partition and shade shapes yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to shade shapes that are already partitioned. So let's read the directions. It says shade 1/3 of the shapes that are split into 3 equal shares. So I'm only going to shade the shapes that are split into 3 equal shares. So let's look at A. I see that it's split into 3 pieces and they're all equal. Equal means if I were to cut them out, they would match. Or if I were to fold them on the lines, they would match. So I'm going to shade one piece because it says 1/3. Next, let's look at B. I see that B is shaded into 2 pieces and not 3, so I'm going to leave B alone. If I look at C, I see that C is shaded into 3 or is partitioned into 3 pieces, but are they equal? Nope, they're not equal. Let's look at D. I see that D is partitioned into 3 equal pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and shade 1. Now I'm looking at E. E looks a little tricky. I see that it's split into 3 pieces, but I'm thinking, are they equal? Because the middle piece is flipped upside down. I'm going to go ahead and say that they are equal, because even though the middle piece is flipped upside down, if I were to cut these triangles out and put them on top of each other, they would all match. So I'm going to go ahead and shade one piece. So what that means is equal pieces can face different directions. Equal pieces can face different directions. Let's look at F. I see that F is split into 4 pieces, so I'm going to leave F alone. I see that G is split into 3 pieces, but they're not equal, so I'm going to leave G alone. H is split into 3 equal pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and shade one piece for 1/3. Next, we are going to partition and shade shapes ourselves. So let's read the directions. It says partition and shade the following shapes as indicated. Write the fraction next to each shape. So this fraction says 2/8. I know that 8 is my whole. That's how many pieces I'm going to have. And 2 is the number I'm going to shade. So I'm going to break this circle up into 8 pieces. First, I'm going to go down the middle. Then I'm going to go across to make 4 pieces. Let's undo that. That did not work. Going to go across to make 4. And then I'm going to split those 4 up into 2 pieces each. So I'm going to go diagonal like this. And then one more like this. So now I have 8 pieces. Now I'm going to shade 2 of them. 1, 2. Now I need to write the fraction. I know that my numerator, my top number, is the number of shaded pieces, and my denominator, the bottom number, is the total. So I have a total of 8 pieces. Next, let's try 1/2. I know that the word half means 2, so I'm going to split my triangle right down the middle to make 2 equal pieces. Then I'm going to shade 1/2. Now I'm going to write my fraction. I know that my top number is going to be 1 because I have 1 shaded piece. And my bottom number is going to be 2 because I have 2 total pieces. Next, 3/4. I'm going to take my square and break it up into 3/4. Now, you can choose to break your square up differently, but I just like making 4 little squares inside of one big one. It's pretty easy. Now, how many pieces am I going to shade? If you said 3, you are correct. I'm going to go ahead and shade 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to write my fraction. I want you to take a second and think about what fraction this would be. How would it look in numbers? If you said 3 on the top and 4 on the bottom, you are correct. Numerator is 3, the number of shaded pieces, and your denominator is 4, the number of total pieces. Next, let's look at letter D. Letter D says 3/3. So now I'm going to break this rectangle up into thirds. I'm going to try to do it my best, as even as possible. Go down. Then I'm going to go down. It's not as even, but it's going to do for now. Now I'm going to shade 3/3. So that means I'm going to shade 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. So my fraction would be 3/3 because I have 3 pieces shaded and I have 3 equal parts. Now there's a way I can simplify this fraction. How could I simplify this fraction into one number? Think to yourselves for a second. I know 3/3 is equal to 1 whole. So 3/3 is equal to 1 because I've shaded the whole thing. So 3/3 is equal to 1. Now stay tuned for the next section. Please go ahead and click out of the video and go to the next section so that you can start your problem set. Bye.